Alright kids, here's your performance tasks from Thursday and Friday. Let's start with Thursday's challenge where we have to build a pool in our backyard and we have to stay within a perimeter of 110 feet. So we are given one segment, E and F. We are told that this is the long segment since it's close to the house, and you have to build a pool. So there are many different options for this. Let's show you one and see if this will help clear up some of your questions. So as I told you in class, distance and slope are key for this segment, and you will have to find both of them. We're going to start with slope just so I can show you where most of the errors were happening and we can clear those up. So the big thing that you had to do to start off with was find the slope of this segment. So I would rather count, since we have a coordinate grid, rather than use the formula. So let's just count from E to F and see what our answer is. So from E I'm going down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then I'm going to run 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So from E to F my slope is negative 6, 15, and this is negative because I went in the down direction. Okay, so we have to notice, if we are given a rectangular shape, that I have to have a right angle in all of my corners. And if you recall in class, we talked about something called opposite reciprocal. Opposite reciprocal means that I need to flip this fraction, and I need to change the sign from negative to positive, and that will give me another segment on either side of EF that creates a 90-degree angle. Unfortunately for us, that causes some issues. So let's go ahead and try it, and then we'll see what might happen there. So starting from F, I'm going to rise 15, and I'm going to run 6. So let's try it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 4, 5, 6. And we end up at this coordinate way out in the corner, and most of you called that G, which is just fine. So let's do the same thing starting from E. Let's rise 15 and we'll run 6, and to save time I know that we end up right over here, and most of you called that H, which is just fine. And unfortunately this point is outside of our backyard, so we can't use that. So the two things that I saw most often on your papers were, number one, you try to connect the dots from F to G and see if there was a place where they exactly crossed through one of the corners on the graph, which is difficult to find. But some of you were brilliant in seeing that this slope, 15 over 6, we can reduce this by a factor of 3. And when I do that, I find my new slope is now 5 over 2. So if I rise 5 and I run 2 from each of these endpoints, I find my rectangle. So from F, I rise 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I run 2. There's my coordinate. This is 23, 11. And from E I do the same thing. Rise 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Run 2. And this coordinate is 8, 17. And when I connect the dots, you can see that this looks very much like a rectangle. Spock just shook the entire desk. So here's the rectangle that you're supposed to find on Thursday with your group, and Friday's work branched off of this.